Hi, I am Dr. Damian Goldbar, past president of the International Coach Federation, and today I am here in San Diego with Dr. Tatiana Bachkirova, associate professor from Oxford Brookes University in the UK. And she is a leader in coaching supervision. She has written several books and is going to be sharing with us some of the ideas she presented at the conference we are attending, the APA Chapter 13. And thank you for accepting the invitation. Do you want to tell us briefly first about your experience? What do you do?
Um, I am an associate professor at Oxford Brookes. I also an academic full-time, and I teach. I supervise doctoral students. I also a coach and a coaching supervisor, and I also co-lead a new center for international center for coaching and mentoring studies in Oxford Brookes University.
So thank you, Tatiana, for accepting this invitation. And I would like to share with our members at ICF, what do you think are the key elements for coaches to pay attention in their own development? The session that you presented was on using of the self as an instrument in coaching. How do you think people need to pay attention to building and developing this instrument?
I suggest that if we see ourselves as an instrument of coaching, we need to actually look after the instrument, understand the instrument a little bit better, and also to check regularly if this instrument is working well. So in terms of the checking, we develop sometimes bad habits, we develop blind spots, and supervision, for example, is the best way of addressing these nuances.
Sometimes supervision is not understood. Mm-hmm. And what I have been doing for the last year is talking about in different places about the importance of reflective practice. Supervision as an opportunity to reflect, as an opportunity to look at blind spots, as an opportunity to keep growing and developing. But what do you think are the key elements of supervision?
There are, I would say, two things that supervision does and what we recommend for our clients. They bring cases which are maybe difficult or maybe not only difficult, but something like a success that they need to identify and share with their supervisors. So that is about cases, and that everyone knows about that. But we also recommend looking for the emerging themes, developmental themes from your coaching practice. And these things may indicate that something is changing in your practice. Something may be becoming better, something maybe you're becoming complacent, some particular difficulties, for example, that you didn't identify before and now started noticing now. And supervision, it's a great place to explore these things.
What are the most common themes that people bring to supervision?
I would say for experienced coaches, it's, for example, to think about how to increase the depth of their practice, or how to notice when they become when they lose energy and something becomes more habitual in what they do. And for that reason, they may stop noticing more nuances of the situation they're working with.
It's interesting that as coaches, when we work with our clients, many times we are looking at the blind spot. What are the things that our clients are not seeing, or what is something that is possible that they don't see as possible yet? They have not got there. And I think in supervision it's a little bit like that too, isn't it? It's like, what are the blind spots for the coach? What are the things that we are maybe not seeing?
Yes, exactly. Because I think one of the value of coaching for me as well, but supervision in particular, that it helps us to see any situation from many different perspectives, and it's not easy for anyone, even for the experienced coach. So the supervisor is there to help to change the lens, to change the angles, and that will keep the coach more informed and more equipped of helping their clients.
There was a question that we were discussing before that I found very interesting, and the kind of challenging questions that can be responded in supervision. Do you remember the one about what are the things that people don't want?
Yes, and we ask sometimes the clients when, for example, if someone starts supervision with me, I suggest to them several questions to think in advance, to prepare for supervision. And some of them are normal questions that we already discussed, but one of the good questions to ask, what do you want to what you don't want to discuss in supervision. So what, for example, you really don't want your supervisor to know about you.
That's really great because this brings the issue of vulnerability, isn't it? Like very interesting topic for discussion. So, Tatiana, to wrap up the dialogue today, is anything that you think that people who are coaches who want to keep growing, developing, and learning need to pay attention to? We talk about supervision. Anything else that people need to be thinking of?
I really concerned about kind of not lowering down the level of thinking about coaching. And for me, what is important as well, apart from the supervision and looking closely at practice, is to think in terms of the bigger picture. So, for example, what is your model of supervision? What are you trying to achieve when you supervise? So, how can we help to develop the knowledge base of coaching? Maybe you may gradually develop your own individual cases and your own theories, even for supervision. For coaching. So I think every coach can contribute to it if we allow that space, if we think about that as a serious part of our own development.
Right, that's having really great. Tatiana, thank you very much for accepting having this dialogue with me.
Thank you for inviting me.